December 7th, 1941. The date lives in infamy 82 years later. More than 2,400 Americans were killed and hundreds more injured in the surprise attack that would eventually begin the United States' involvement in World War II. Dozens gathered today at Joint Expeditionary Base Little Creek to remember those who did and didn't make it home. Here's 10 on your side's Amy Avery.
A somber ceremony, one of the first with no survivors present, but family members say it's important to keep their stories alive. So every year they come back, carrying on traditions like the bell chimes for those who didn't make it home. And they start new ones, like placing a flower on the wreath in honor of their loved one.
We have never done anything like that before, and I think it made the families feel a big part of it.
Family members like Francine Gagne, who says this is the most attended ceremony they've had in years. Her father, Wilfred, joined the Navy in 1940 and was stationed in Pearl Harbor 1 year later on the USS Tennessee. Francine says he wasn't on the ship that morning because he had already left for church.
It was a Sunday morning, and he had gotten over to Fleet Landing, and lo and behold, all hell broke loose.
Francine says he didn't talk about that day much.
He was always a man of few words, but very few when it came to something that impactful in his life.
Ellen Burns says her father, Frank Chebitar, didn't talk about that day much either, but dedicated his life to keeping the memory of Pearl Harbor alive. She hopes ceremonies like this will inspire younger generations to seek further understanding of what happened that day.
So I think being able to hear firsthand from a family member or someone that served in the service during that time, they're hearing that history more or less firsthand, other than just reading it in the book.
Chebitar founded the Pearl Harbor Survivors Group in Virginia Beach and also played a significant role in getting the memorial that stands here today on Little Creek. As the memorial has aged and some of the benches are falling apart, Ellen is working to honor her father by cleaning it up once again.
We're trying to replace the stakes and the name plaques for each of the survivors. So right now we're trying to come up with a list of all of those names.
Continuing to pay tribute to the greatest generation who demonstrated courage and fought to defend the freedoms we have today.
You know, it is important for us to remember the education is so critical.
Now, the base supports the memorial, but upkeep is funded through private organizations. So if you would like to help financially with getting the name plaques replaced and the benches fixed, we have a link on wavy.com.